Hello, everyone. All right. There's my comments. It's going to be more of a hot mess than normal. So if you judge live streams based on being entertained fully 100% of the time through the whole thing, then I would just skip it. Just warning you. Oh, man. Okay. I tried to do my hair. I can't find my glasses. I honestly wasn't ready. I thought I would have enough time, life. There's building a house right behind us, so you'll probably hear that. Yeah. So how is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. I have a little sip of my coffee, so we're going to say hello to some peeps here. We have Arlene. Hello, hello. Irma. Hi. Hello, Jennifer. Trying to make sure that I get everybody I see. Hi, Wanda. How are you? Nice to see you here. Princessa Kelly. Hello, hello. Hello, Julie. All right. It's going to be chill. And to be 100% honest and transparent, I honestly have no idea how I did this. I'm being totally honest because this one specifically, because, I'll get into that when I start the live, but all right, we have Anne. Hello, KJB Files. Hello, Shay. We have Junk Journaling Barbie. Hello, Barbara. Did I say hello? I don't remember. All right. So first things first, I have a new PDF download with spray combinations. And I've been asked, I don't even know how many times over the years, can I combine oxide, mica, and stain together? And it's always been a struggle for me, but I really locked myself in my room for days and trying to come up with some of these. So I hope you enjoy it. You can grab it. The link should be in pinned. I should grab that actually. Let's see. So I'm telling you, those of you that are here, you are the real ones because it's Hot Mess Express every single time. All right. Okay, so, and I really truly just do lives to hang out with everybody. So I think for myself, I'm satisfied, and that's my goal anyways. It's just to kind of chill and hang out and craft. What am I doing? There we go. All right, so here's the link to the PDF. Okay, and I also have a new class coming up. Where did I put? Oh, right under here. So here are all of the techniques and backgrounds and things that I've created for the class. And we are using distress crayons. Okay, so it's going to be tons of fun. I won't go over every single technique in the class. That's why I do pre-recorded content as well, because I kind of go off of creative play and then obviously some more of the cooler techniques, I guess. But some of them take a long time. Obviously, this is coloring with the distress crayons. I'm not going to sit there for an hour and color an image. That would be a waste of everybody's time and money. So we'll do cool techniques like this one. What else? Some more basic techniques. Trying to find. Oh, this one's super fun. Can anybody think of what I did here? I don't know. Anyways, there's a ton of them here. Okay. You'll get access to the live and ongoing access to the live replay, as well as all the pre-recorded content. And as I think I have like 20, and I still have a few more that I have to get up because my brain just keeps going and going. And then Mary Polanco's joining for the class. Super fun. Mary is a blast and she's amazing. She is going to, because usually my technique classes, we just end up with a bunch of backgrounds and techniques. So she is actually going to show us how to kind of easily turn those into backgrounds. And she's also given her card design, I'm trying to remember the name, card design PDF, which is like worth the money of the class in itself. And I can't even believe I'm saying that because it's not even my PDF, but she's amazing for giving that. And I will pop a link here for you. I would love for everybody to join. A lot of the techniques you can use with, I think they're called neocolors, I'm guessing. What's the other one? The ones that I don't like. Faber-Castell's, I can't remember what the name is, but it's basically the same concept. If you have like some sort of crayon, then you can do most of these techniques. I can't say all of them because I don't know all of the properties. All right, so I'm going to pop a link here for the gelatos. There you go. Thank you, Wanda. Okay. All right, there's a link to the class. So, I'm hiding my face. Jennifer asks, let me get it here so I can read because I don't have my glasses. I cannot find them. Turning into my mother. Did you find certain types of stencils to do better to work with for crayons? I think it depends on the technique. So like I use a lot of like the new ones that are kind of more funky because that's kind of the color scheme that I went with for the class. But I'm trying to think. I don't think, well, because sorry, my mind is kind of all over the place, but so we're going to be doing some stenciling with these like stencil brushes. And I can't imagine that this wouldn't work with like a more fine detailed, because we're just picking up the color and then like stenciling it. So I would say no. I think it just kind of depends on the look that you're going for, if that makes sense. So yeah, I didn't play around with too many stencils. I kind of kept it contained for the class. So I'll have to really think about that a little bit more because that's a really good question. And then if I come up with a different answer, then I will let you know. All right, Aida, I hope I'm saying your name right. Hola, hello. Can't wait for the class on Friday. It's not this Friday, it's the next Friday. Oh, the next Friday is the prep class or the class prep. So yes, that's going to be fun. I'm super excited for that. And if you're talking about the class, I'm sure if you have a login, you can log into my website and see what classes you've purchased. All right, I'm rambling for way too long. I just love just kind of chatting. But all right, so, oh, one more thing. I really want to flood social media in July with like 4th of July theme, patriotic theme projects. Or like if you bake, if you quilt, whatever your thing is, I really want to just flood social media with it in July, the whole month of July. And I have a link to that form in the description box. Trying to think. And I'll pop it right here. It's not really like a hop or anything. I'm just going to create like a master list of everybody's projects, like their links to the projects. And then that way people can kind of follow along. And then once, like, you know, some people can post on July 1st, some people can post the end of July. I do Christmas and July crafts every year. I actually have a Christmas and July bundle class thing I'm going to be releasing, but I thought it would be fun to, actually going to shorten this, do some more patriotic 4th of July themed projects for the whole month of July. And then it also can highlight some other creators as well, because I don't think that some people, you know, get enough, not recognition, but it's hard to kind of get out there and be noticed in the social media world. But yeah, even if you decorate, like it could just be like a little 4th of July themed decoration spot in your house. It doesn't necessarily have to be a card or anything like that. I just thought it would be fun. So, okay, now with, how long have I been yapping for? 15 minutes. I am going to switch. I am going to remove my face just because, and hopefully my sound should stay on. All right. It's not warning me that my sound went off. So we're good to go. All right. I'm going to move scooch on over this way. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to show you the Distress Spray PDF. Again, that's linked. It's pinned to the top. And it is almost all, I think it's 15 new color combinations. So you're going to get all new color combinations. And I also linked every single color. So a lot of times I will just kind of generally link colors, and to scrapbook.com, that's where I mostly shop. And sometimes they're out of stock. So as of yesterday, all of the links, none of them are sold out. So I made sure to find links that you can purchase if you want. All right, so make sure to grab that. Okay. And what am I doing? Just gonna get a sip of my coffee. All right, my cat's yapping at the door. She thinks Abby's in here, but she's not. Okay, so I'm going to be working on a cookie cooling rack. I talked about this a little bit, I think maybe in another live stream, and then also on Instagram, I think. These are amazing to work on. And when I was creating all my color combinations, what I would do is a lot of the color would go underneath. And then what I did for this tag in particular, that's why I said at the beginning that I have no idea how I did it. So hopefully I can semi-replicate it. But I just picked up all of that color that was on my mat. And then I was like, ooh, that's actually really cool, because I would do 2 or 3 tags before I did that. So there was kind of a hit or a miss if it was going to be really cool or not. So luckily this one ended up really cool. I did add more sprays on top of it. It's not all matte cleanup, but yeah, so that's what I did for this one. Hopefully, again, I can replicate it. It's so pretty. And this one I didn't get it quite. I kind of used a couple different colors. It's still really cool, but I'm using distress tags. Anyways, so I use this because if you've created a watercolor background or distress background, you know that you have to like dry it. And I always usually hold it, which is not that big of a deal, but sometimes then I have to set it down if I want to add a little bit more water to it or something. And it gets, I don't know. It just makes it easier to dry because the heat goes underneath. And then I was actually able to kind of put a few tags on here and then move it aside so that they can dry all the way as well. So I have these linked down in the description. You probably can find cheaper ones at Dollar Tree or something. I don't have a Dollar Tree near me, so I bought these on Amazon. I think there were 2 for like $8 or something. Very, very cheap. Okay. So I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to grab a tag here. Okay. Let me make sure I have all the colors. So I wrote all the colors on the back. So we have Sealess Preserves, Uncharted Mariner, Lost Shadow, Oxide, Crooked Broomstick, and Winter Frost. I don't actually want that there, so. First thing I do, my water bottle is, oh, it seems to be working fine today. I was going to say it's kind of getting wonky. I'm going to do a little purple first. And okay, and then we're going to do a little blue. Trying to see where these colors are. Do I need, nope. There we go. And I'm not worried about all of that overspray. I don't really care that much for this. A little bit there. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit of water. And we're going to dry a little bit, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some of that excess on the sides here, and then I want it to be fully covered, okay? All right, so while I'm drying, I really want to know, I think I saw Jennifer say that she was getting the spritz. I haven't watched the live replay. I've only seen them, and they just remind me of the mica stains, which I really don't use that often. So can anybody confirm if I need them or not? I was really good. I didn't even watch the replay, the live. And so I definitely don't know if they're different, if they're good. Okay, so April says spritz is on the way. Okay. I'm already mad because I bought more distress paint and it's not going to fit on my distress wall, which I'm already mad about. So I can't get another product like sprays and them not fit. So I don't know. I think I'm going to hold off probably and decide in a little bit later. All right. So now for these, gotta shake them up because, okay, so those of you that watched the live replay and know, how are they different? Because I'm sure he explained it, because he always is really good about that. And that's why I didn't want to watch, because he's always good at, like, especially like with the new colors, like, oh, this looks too much like this one. And then he's like, no, it's not the same. This is how it's different. So how are they different? Are they as shimmery? Because I'm not a huge shimmer person. Okay. I think this is the one that I used. Is it? Yes. Okay. So for the mica, what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of splatters where the blue is. Hopefully. I don't want to add too much because a little bit goes a long way. And same thing with this one. I'm actually going to add this in areas that don't have a lot of color. So it's mainly like right there and then like here. Yeah, I'm really at this space where I'm like, if I'm not thinking like, oh, I wish this, I wish I can add shimmer in the same exact color, then I'm not really. They can be used together with other distress products. They have more pearls in them. Okay. Okay, so KJB says they're not usually one to jump on the bandwagon, so that piques my interest. I might have to go and watch it. We'll see. All right, now we're just going to spritz where I added that mica. Okay, just a little bit of water here and there. And then now we're going to dry. I'm kind of guessing on how I would make this because, again, if you missed the beginning, the initial color on the tag that is shown in the thumbnail was cleanup. Okay, so just keep that in mind because I don't know how this is going to turn out. Okay, so Tim said the liquid is clear. The color is only in the... Oh, okay. It's a lot of drying. So, all right, I'm going to add some more water. I just worry about all the other colors. Like for the micas, I'm like, oh, I only need a few because they really all look very similar, right? And I don't use them a lot. So I'd worry about all the other colors that are probably going to come out. And where am I going to put them? I'm already trying to downsize so that I can make my office space more of like a guest bedroom if need be. So, yeah, I don't know. But knowing me, I probably will get them eventually. All right, this is actually looking pretty cool just as is, without the oxide. All right, if you've never created a tag or like a background with sprays, I'll say my style or the style that I create in, then you, the amount of layers and drying and adding and taking away, it's all normal. Sometimes at first it looks like a hot mess, but then you get going and you keep adding layers and drying, and it all works in the end. All right. Okay, now where's this one? I'm going to add some splatters with the seedless preserves just in spots where I want it to kind of be a little more vibrant. And then it also gives more texture as well. Whoop, running out of this one. There we go. And then with the Uncharted Mariner, going to add that right on top there. Just like that. And then thinking this is when I'm going to add my oxide. Okay, question. I have the Delusions shimmer sprays. Will this technique work with them also? Yes. I'm trying to think. I think, aren't Delusions water-based as well? I'm trying to think. Pretty sure they are. Okay, so I mean, you're obviously going to get a different look. I haven't really used, what am I doing here? Dilution sprays. So I don't know 100%. All right, I'm trying to just cover up a lot of that, because if you've never used oxide sprays, then well, they will cover everything up. So you want to make sure that you're, although I really like this right now, so hopefully it's not going to be a fail. All right, let me see. All right, it's mixing in. So let's see what we get. I'm gonna add some water, and then I need to add some oxide here. There, and maybe a little here. And I'm gonna go in with some splatters. I'm determined to figure out how to get that similar look. So if I don't get it here today, then just know I will definitely keep at it and try to figure it out, because I really want to, not just for this color combination, but I think it'd be really cool for other combinations as well. So, all right, we're getting that milky look. We're gonna dry this. Oh, awesome, Julie. It does look so different after drying. I agree. All right. Yeah, it's not looking the same, but we might get there. We'll see. All right. All right. I'm going to add more of the oxide for sure. Add more down here. And maybe a little bit up here. But because everything is water-based, it all wants to mix in, which is fine. Okay, so now what I do is I'm going to take some water in my hand, and then instead of spritzing the water onto the tag, I'm going to put it, kind of flick it on with my hand and let it drop out of my hand. This is going to give you a completely different look, because the spritz is going to be like an overall, and then you can kind of control a little bit more with your hand. I know I get asked that all the time. Like, what's the point? What? Well, not what's the point, but like, why do you add the water with your hand versus just spraying it? And that's why, because you can kind of control what you're doing a little bit more. This is still pretty cool, but I don't know. It definitely isn't speaking to my creative soul like the other one just yet. I think, I don't know, we'll see. I think there might be a little too much mica. So I have a little fix for that. And see, you could see all of that color going underneath. So imagine like after 2, 3, 4 tags, all of that color. And I got some really cool tags. All right. I think we're only going to be able to do one tag today because I have to be somewhere at 11. So I do apologize. All right. I'm going to add some more Uncharted Mariner. Kathy, the racks are linked below. I got them on Amazon, but I'm sure you can find some probably at the Dollar Tree or something for cheaper, I'm guessing. I don't have one near me, so. Okay, so what I'm going to do to kind of get a lot of that mica off, I'm just going to spray a ton of water and then it will help that come up. There we go. It's a little bit better. All right. You guys see, I got a new 22 a day bracelet. Upgraded my metal one. Been wearing that one for quite a few years, actually. Although this one's not as easy to take off. It's like got a pin in it. It's actually kind of cool. So it's got that pin and you screw it in right there. It's really cool. All right, I think it's coming together. I'm going to do a little happy dance. And then I spritz some more water. This is like the real process of me doing, because I've done my color combinations quite a few ways. So if you have gotten my PDFs before with my color combinations, then let me know which way you like the best, because I started out with just getting the color from the website and then kind of just placing the color swatch. And then I started doing like 3 or 4 different colors, kind of like 1, 1, 1. And then I was thinking with this new one, I'm like, you know, I rarely ever actually make things like that. So I really want to do my color combinations and my examples of the color combinations, how it would actually create with them, right? So like this one's got mica, oxide, and stain. That one. So this is how I would, this one is an old one, but it was so good I had to keep it in. But this is how I would actually create. So that's why I'm doing them that way now. So let me know how you prefer. Because I think if it were me, I would definitely prefer this way versus just seeing the colors, because I think it's easy to disregard some color combinations if you don't know exactly how it looks together. All right, we're going to add some water splotches. I'm going to pick up some of that, create some texture. All right. I'd love to know who's joining for the class next weekend, not this weekend, but the next weekend on the 29th. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm adding more splatters of the Uncharted Mariner just to kind of get it a little more vibrant. Awesome. Oh, I love when you do that, Kathy. That's so fun. I personally wouldn't do it because I would just want to chat the whole time. Like even when I do my monthly Zooms, it's really hard for me to kind of stay on track of what I want to do. And there's still time to sign up too. So look at my hands. Add some more seedless preserves. And there we go. I want it to be very vibrant. Okay, so I'm going to spritz from pretty far up and then get some of that going there. And then we're going to dry again. Actually, it would be really fun to do, Kathy, because I can imagine like all the ideas you guys bounce off of each other and inspiration. It'd be so fun. All right, it's coming together. Not exactly like this one. I think I added too much mica, but nothing is ever exactly the same. All right, I'm going to actually turn this. So does everybody usually combine a lot of their sprays together? I don't really do this that often, and I really feel like I've been missing out because some of these combinations are amazing. All right, it's not as cool, I don't think. Well, actually, looking on camera, it's getting there. All right. I'm going to add more water. I think I want to take more of this mica away. I think that's what's throwing me off. Because it's like super shimmery. And versus like this one is a lot of brown. And then you can kind of see that little shimmer there. So we're going to try to fix that. And then I'm going to go in with some water in some areas where I feel like it needs to kind of break up and have a little bit more oomph to it. All right. I think my heat tool has been being overused. So I'm going to grab a drink of water and then kind of read these comments a little bit. Any questions? I use spray stains for a postage collage background. Ooh. Yes, I was getting a lot of mud as well. And then I kind of, well, I put a lot of them away, but oh no. So like these actually were started off from picking up the color underneath. So these are probably some of my favorite tags. I don't know what colors are on there. I could say like Uncharted Mariner, some sort of brown, and Rusty Hinge. Other than that, I have no idea. All right, I'm going to dry this now. I wanted my heat tool to kind of cool off a little bit. I don't want to trip the breaker, which has happened because I have my camera, I've got my iPad plugged in, I have my computer, I've got this, my lights. Joy, they are cookie cooling racks. So I really like working on it because I don't feel like I have to like pick it up, and I can just kind of leave it right there. And then I can even set it aside a little bit easy. They're linked in the description box. I don't know when, but I will have a video coming out with some more Amazon finds. All right. Oh, you know what I didn't do on my tags is add microglaze. All right, some more spritzes of water. And I'm actually going to pick those up this time. You do have to be careful because the first few times I was really heavily heating up my tags and my projects, I would grab it like this, and then obviously, you know, it's really hot there. So you could probably pick it up, like I can pick it up on the sides, but my fingers are pretty calloused from flipping tortillas by hand over the years. So just be careful, obviously, because it's metal, so it does get hot. But I do like working on it. All right, let's see. I'm trying to think. What do I want? What do I want? I think I want a little more. Let me see. Oh, yeah. So that shimmer from the blues there. Look at how pretty. And it's so hard to see like the dimension in there. Is this sound been okay? I didn't even ask. I hope it's been fine because my sound kind of has a mind of its own sometimes. And then the brown, the blue shimmer. Not pretty. All right, I'm going to kind of pull that back a little bit. Sound is great. Okay. Then I'm going to add some more Uncharted Mariner. There we go. And then a little more. Ooh. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to try and spritz it from up top and see what I get. And then kind of go in where I feel like it needs to have a little more water to kind of get it going. Okay. Just Jersey. It is a mixed media tag from Tim Holtz. And if you didn't watch my the paper video, or if you haven't downloaded the PDF, the substrate matters so much, you have no idea. Because and even then, I do believe, I haven't confirmed it yet, but I did take it off the PDF. The Manila, the Distress Mixed Media Heavy Stock, this one, I think it's changed as well. I have some like mixed in, and I haven't had the time to kind of really do a thorough investigation on the paper. But I haven't really been using it. I just hope that the tags don't change, but I said that about the mixed media paper, so we'll see. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the white heavy stock from Ranger, it changed a while ago. I had no idea. But trying to think, the mixed media paper from scrapbook.com works really, really well. And also, what else did I put on there? Bristol smooth cardstock, I believe, and then Strathmore mixed media paper. So like if you go to like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, places like that, or like an art store, you can most likely get those when they're like 50% off, or like buy one get one 50% off. And then it's such a good deal. I always get like the really, really big pads of the paper, and it lasts me forever. But I try to, you know, support when I can, but it's not working, it's not working, and I'm gonna let you know. All right. I think I really, really like this. Okay. Yeah, I was actually really surprised with the scrapbook.com mixed media paper. I'm trying to cool this off. Pleasantly surprised, actually. It is a little pricier compared to like the deals that you can get on like Strathmore mixed media paper sometimes. Yeah, Kelly, I never shy away from telling it like it is. So, and if it's just my opinion, like obviously some things are just my opinion, but if something clearly doesn't work, then it, you know, like my opinion on paper that I use for alcohol inks, I really love using the um, craft plastic and from graphics. That's my opinion. I don't think it's any better or worse, or you know, it's just it's cheaper. And I do like the fact that I can wipe it clean versus Yupo paper. But if something clearly isn't working, then I definitely will call it out. All right, I need to work on this area here because I feel like I haven't been really rotating my tags, which I say to do all the time, to rotate to make sure that you're getting everything good. I have not been doing that. So I'm going to work a little bit up here. I think I want to add a little more of Uncharted Mariner. You know what color really surprised me, and I used it a lot in the color combinations, is Pumice Stone. That color is amazing. It's such a good base. A lot of you may know that I like to use antique linen as like a base because it's like a good, like really light brown. And it really can go with almost anything as like the base color to start off. But pumice stone is, I think it really surprised me. Yeah, pumice stone is really a really good color. All right, I'm going to spritz some water from up top. I'm going to spray that a little bit because that's kind of just me. All right. It's so after watching me do a tag like this, or if you've taken the distress spray class, how many of you realize that you stopped too soon? Because I heard that a lot when I did the class, was that, oh, I definitely stopped too soon. That's why you really need a good paper that can withstand all of this water and spray and everything you're putting on it. And, you know, if you, the initial spray is just soaking in and not moving or anything like that, then you definitely need to find something better. Arlene, I have a ton of tags. Okay, I actually really, really love this one. So I'm actually going to set this aside because I like how this is. Remember, if you've taken my classes or heard me say this at any point, then I really believe that you're not going to like 100% of your work 100% of the time. So for instance, like this, there are a couple areas like down here I'm not too fond of, but I'd say that's like 90-95% that I really like this. So I'm going to keep it as is and I'm going to stop. That's how I kind of decide when I'm going to stop. Um, at the beginning, it was like at a 20-30% that I liked it. So I knew that I had to keep going, right? So yeah. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way. And I am going to pick all this up because and then I do have to let you go because I got to get going here. So I just kind of swipe it just like that. And then I just add some water, let it kind of do its thing. And this is exactly what I did for this tag actually. So, and it doesn't look like much, but it's there and I can use it for die cutting. I could stamp over it. And then for this tag that's shown in the thumbnail, I added more on top. So that's probably what I'll do here with this one. See, it's like gets stuck to the bottom there on my mat. So that's why I don't know how I have gone my crafty life without these. All right. One more thing, and then I will let everybody go. But I do want to remind everybody that I'm just making sure that's not going to come up. I do have the class, the Distress Watercolor, or no, sorry, the Distress Crayon class that I hope everybody can join. And I had a lot more that I wanted to do, but I yapped too long in the beginning. And make sure you grab the PDF because it has 5 color combinations that combine oxides, stains, and micas. And a lot of us do have all of those. So I want to try, actually, I'm going to do it on this one because if it messes up, I don't know how the micas react to the glaze. So I'm going to add the glaze on top and see what happens here. I don't think I've ever used a glaze on top of the mica. Okay, so it's not taking it off. I was worried that I was going to take it off, but it's not. Okay, so it works. It kind of dulled the mica, which I probably should have expected. But if you have to seal it, then it'll work. So definitely different. So this is the first one, and then this is the second one. I kind of actually like this one more. I do need to darken up some of that blue. The blue's a little too bright for me, but we'll have to do that another time. But all right. I want to thank everybody for being here. You all are so appreciated, and I love hanging out with you. Next week, I probably will do something with oh, I have them right here actually. The All in Create rub-ons and these embossed die cuts. These are amazing. So I bought a ton of rub-ons from All in Create. I actually do use rub-ons quite often. I really think that they are the most underrated supply. One of them anyways, but anyways, all right. I hope everybody has a great day and I will catch everybody later. Bye.